I did get my special edition of Onyx Storm. I'm reading this when I'm luteal. I think I might be insane.
Yes!
I just want to like have a fight montage with him while like Taste by Sabrina Carpenter plays. Are you kidding me? I am livid. Wait, what? Oh, hey, what's cooking? Good looking. Hello, I'm Erica. I'm straight off the bat, right? If I look or sound sick, I am. A couple days ago, I had to get my done, right? Super fun. I get it every year because I signed on to do a very, very large event for the trailer. And I don't want to risk getting super sick before that. So I like scheduled it. I was like, okay, I'm going to spend the weekend sick. And that's exactly what I did. And I still look and sound like anyways, you know what day it is. It is Onyx Storm Day. This is going to be a spoiler-free reading vlog. Here's what I will say right off the bat. I'm going to read this entire book in this vlog. This may consist of a few days, as a matter of fact, I know it's going to. I will be checking in as stuff happens throughout the book. How I'm feeling, maybe a line or two that makes me laugh, stuff like that. That is what goes into a spoiler-free reading vlog. If you want to read this book and go into it totally blind, no idea of when you're gonna feel what around what chapters or what part of the book, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'll see you in the next one. That is the only warning I give. I do have the audio version because for me to sit down and physically read, especially right now in my life, is a pleasure, but not something that I can do all the time. And I want to get this book done to avoid spoilers, because here's what I will say. Iron Flame got spoiled for me. I still read it, but I didn't have sort of the reaction to the ending that I knew I could have had because it was spoiled. That's why I gave such a warning before this. I want to listen to the audiobook while I clean the house and get all of my laundry done, get my cooking done, stuff like that. I'm putting the beats on, I'm cleaning. This is unmarked territory for me. I'm saying that right now. Reading vlog, unmarked territory, but we're going for it. All right, it's time. Get this off. Okay, so I am on what chapter? I just like power cleaned my entire house, so I know I didn't check in much. I'm gonna get better at that. I'm only on chapter 5. Roderick and Garrick are probably a couple of my favorite side characters, and I think they are for a lot of people too, but I just love them. They are so funny. They're never not funny. It's just the vibe. You can tell when Xaden's different. He's always been protective, but this level of like never leaving Violet's side, I think it's definitely driven from like what's going on with him. And I think that it is gonna like bite them in the at some point. I'm predicting that. Learning too about like how different types of magic is channeled is like wild, and I hope that this gets more into that. I also had this thought because I saw other people posting about it, which by the way, I have not been scrolling on social media much at all because I don't want any spoilers. The video I scrolled on was somebody staring at the Onyx Storm book and their like significant other being like, why don't you read it? And it's like, because then I'll know what happens. She's gonna emotionally devastate us. That's what these books do. So far I'm loving it though. Chapter 5, it moves quick, a lot happens, you're not bored at all. It's great. I knew that she would redeem herself with this one, with the slow pace of Iron Flame. Alright, so for dinner, first Onyx Storm dinner, gluten-free breaded chicken and mashed potatoes and gravy. I was debating just drowning the chicken in gravy, but that might just be my Georgian descent. Just like, put some gravy on it. It'll be wonderful once you get the gravy on it. A lot of the time, the food was really good and like the gravy was the best part, but then another lot of the time, the person cooking couldn't cook, but gravy saves it all. Because you could have a dry turkey or dry chicken and you just put some gravy on it, baby. Just put some gravy on it, you'll be fine. It's starting to get late. My laundry is starting to look like a larger pile by the minute. I saw a comment on a video about Onyx Storm. He said, tell me why I've talked about nothing but this book for the past year, and now that I have it in my sweaty, grubby little hands, I am terrified to read it. And it's so true. Because I'm gonna check back in the dark, alright? Because once my light is out and my book light is on or my Kindle light is on, it is a matter of time before I'm asleep. So if I seem a little like exhausted, it's because I'm literally fighting sleep to stay up and read, which is the opposite of what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be exhausted today because I did not sleep last night. But I already decided, because sometimes I just go through these spells where my body doesn't sleep no matter what. I've decided that if I have another one of those spells tonight and I keep waking up every 2 hours, I'm just gonna wake up and read immediately until I fall back asleep again. There's so many quotes in this book that I love. Okay, so actually be so for real right now. Okay, my laundry's almost done. Beautiful, reckless woman. Nothing can happen to this man. Do you hear me? Get used to a lot of this for the late night reading. Oh, I have my mouth guard in. Well, I'm gonna have a lisp. That's okay. I'm not taking my mouth guard out. I just want to say I'm still reading. We're gonna get to chapter 10 at least by breakfast tomorrow morning. I hope the miscommunication isn't what it was in like Iron Flame. I think they're learning to communicate a little bit better. That's it. That's the update. It's late. I'm like half asleep, so I'm hoping to get more reading done tomorrow night. For sure, because I'm still on like 4 hours of sleep or something. We are moving on to chapter 10. I have PMS right now, so I'm reading this when I'm luteal. I think I might be insane, but that's fine. I am not waiting. The words for Xaden don't exist. He's just so wonderful. Like, you reread the series and you forget how wonderful Xaden Ryerson is. Do you know what I mean? Rebecca, if you touch one hair on Xaden's head, I and the rest of the fandom will be inconsolable. You need to leave us that man. Take Dane. 2. Also, I want to include this as there's a battle happening right now in the book. If anything happens to Xaden or those dragons, dude, I don't like this. I hate this. This is only chapter 10. Yes.
Yes!
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. You want to know something? It's only chapter 10.
Rebecca.
It's only chapter 10. I can't be this stressed. You know that meme from Vampire Diaries?
Rebecca!
This is a roller coaster. When that person on TikTok was like, I'm only on chapter 14 and this has been such a roller coaster, I get it now. I'm not gonna be okay at the end of this book. Okay, development. I don't know why, but every time like Xaden appears in this book, I just hear Britney Spears' Criminal in my head. I don't know why. Xaden can do no wrong. Is he a little bit of an in this book? Yes, he's a little bit of an all the time, but that checks out because same. I feel understood. Like every time it's like Xaden appeared, I hear Britney's song Criminal and I'm like, yes, he's back. Like I get the Violet's the main character. Love that for her. Can we have more Xaden? I need to hear more of what's going on in this man's mind. They're like, but what about this? Don't care. It's sort of like whenever Kyle Gallner plays a bad guy and everybody's like, but you liked him in that movie, but he was a bad guy. I'm like, yeah, but at the end of the day when they yelled cut, he went back to being Kyle Gallner. Like, I need to finish this book. Moving on to chapter 12 now. I just did the dishes, but so much happened in those chapters I can't. I also love that like in this book, it's my cup holder. I also love that like in this book we recognize that sometimes the bad guys are hot. That's not a spoiler. That's just a fact. Like in all of these books, like they recognize that like the enemy or like a bad guy, they can be gorgeous. And that's conflicting. Living. Anyways, I'm so determined to finish this book because I can't have it spoiled for me. I'm gonna be so upset. Literally, Larry Reeds posted her reaction to all 3 books, spoiler free, and I quite literally am watching up to Iron Flame. I am saving the Onyx Storm portion of that video till after I finish Onyx Storm because I don't want anything spoiled for me. I need a lighter tripod than this, but I do love this tripod. Like, so I got these new flannel sheets that like match my like turmeric colored comforter. I love these things. Xaden Ryerson is just iconic. I can't explain it other than that. Only thing that would make him better is if he was 5'6", because I like short guys. Sue me. There we go. Quite literally pulled over where I would have the best lighting. Like literally in an empty parking lot. So hands off the wheel, eyes closed. I'm in an empty parking lot park. I know I recorded a little bit last night after I was like just gonna go to bed, but I had gotten such a migraine last night. I don't know if I'm gonna include any of what I recorded. I don't even know if it makes sense. I started getting a migraine right after I filmed and I was still listening to the audiobook. I was cleaning. I've just been under a lot of stress and I'm PMSing. And I know for a fact yesterday I did not have enough water. And so it was just a combination and a perfect storm for me to get a migraine. So I literally last night just was laying in bed listening to the book and I took notes because I tried to read on my Kindle a little bit with like my big font and it just wasn't happening. But I did take some notes on my Kindle and then I literally wrote down quotes that I loved to catch you guys up. So now I'm on chapter 17 and let me get to my Goodreads here because my Goodreads keeps track of all of my notes and stuff. There's a couple of quotes in here that I love, so here they are. Just out of context, again. Dragons do not answer to the laws of humans, she counters in a tone that reminds me of Taryn. And I said, she is so his daughter. I would never, Xaden retorts, his voice lethally icy, and I said, damn right. I'm not gonna share that one because it's a little bit of a spoiler. There's another highlight that I like, which is pain isn't a competition. I love that. Bring their b****s outside once you're done them so we can roast them for fun. And Darna suggests. I said, okay, me. So it is me. I relate to Andarna on so many levels. You know who I relate to in all of these books? Broderick. He's always got something smart to say. He's the comic relief, but like he can also be serious, and he's bad, but also like hysterical as me. Hi. This is one that I love, and I thought that it was just so cute. It's Violet, immediately devouring every speck of light in a sea of endless black that I instantly recognize as home. I just love that. And then the last quote that I'll share for right now is, and we'll do it again. I said, we would fight Venom, but listening to Sabrina Carpenter, I just know it, because we would. Every time I read something Roddick says, or I'm sorry, Riddick, it's because I'm dyslexic that I keep calling him Roddick, and it's not right, it's Riddick. Every time I read something that he says, I'm like, I just want to like have a fight montage with him while like Taste by Sabrina Carpenter plays. Do you know what I mean? That's the vibes that he brings to the function. He gives Sabrina Carpenter energy to like every fight he's in, and I love it. Light spoiler, it's nothing earth-shattering or that we haven't read before. When Zayden and Violet are sparring with their signets, like the fact that it's so romantic, I read it and I was like, oh my god, this is so romantic, this is so cute. But then I'm thinking about like the fact that they're surrounded in shadows while having a mental conversation, and I'm just thinking about like, what is the rest of the class in there thinking? Do you know what I mean? Where it's like all these shadows appear and it's like this very like romantic hot point of view from Violet, but I'm like, what is like Ree out there being like, what are they doing in the shadows? What's going on? Anyways, that's all I can think of. Like when I read that, I was like, what is the rest of the class being like, this is weird, right guys? This is uncomfortable. But I'm going to pick up my physical copy of Onyx Storm at the bookstore that I love today, like right now. That's where I'm going. So I'm gonna listen to the book on the way there. I have my camera set up to where I can literally just press record if I have an immediate thought. But other than that, let's go pick up the baby. I love that fucking bookstore so much. And I was telling them, which I haven't told you guys yet, I pre-ordered this book last year when it was announced. 2 weeks before I found this bookshop, I pre-ordered it. And then the moment I found this bookshop, I was like, oh, that sucks, because I could have pre-ordered through this little bookshop and I could have like supported this small business, but I didn't know that they existed at the time. And then I got an email a couple weeks ago being like, there's a problem with your payment for Onyx Storm. And I had the screenshot of my payment going through and it said order successful. So I called a representative and I was like, hey, you know, I paid for this. I have my confirmation number. Here it is. And they go, oh yeah, you know, there was just a problem with the system. So we're calling people to get updated payment information. And I just said, well, just take me off the list. That's fine. I'm going to pre-order through my local bookshop. So I was telling the story while I was in there and they said, oh yeah, we've actually had a bunch of people coming in and buying it because did the same thing to them. What happened was they didn't get enough copies and they put the book out early. And so then some pre-orders weren't completed, things like that. It was nuts. So I did get my special edition of Onyx Storm. It's gorgeous. Now, the owner did say that there were some flaws in the dust jackets. Mine doesn't look to be too bad. Just a little dent right here and just a little bit of a crinkle right there. Maybe if you can see it. Not the worst dust jacket I've ever seen. But I finally have her in my hands and she is a special edition with the sprayed dragon edges. I love it. I just love it. I can't explain it. I might use one of these for my dragon tattoo, I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't make it a fourth wing tattoo, it just makes it an awesome dragon tattoo. But I like having the physical books too because you don't get these maps with Kindle. Oh my god, it's just so beautiful. But we got a physical copy, yay! I just love talking to them about books, they're just the nicest people. Anyways, onward we go. Not the tea, not the dating history.
What?
Through that mother. I would have done the same thing. I eat that shit up. More of that, Rebecca. Yes, love. I'm jealous. Are you kidding me? And do you know what I love about him being jealous? Is that I've dated toxic jealous men, but this is not toxic jealousy. This is like, I would go to the ends of the earth for you, and the fact that that creep was ever around you, unacceptable. Of course I'm jealous that he got to spend part of life with you. Ah! I want to lose my mind. That needs to be a t-shirt. We have a project. I don't know what chapter I left off on with you guys, with me screaming in the car. But I do know that I got so wrapped up in the book, I am now on chapter... Chapter 44. Listen, I took notes. We're gonna catch up. 5 hours and 35 minutes left of this book. I could finish this book tonight. I am terrified. I want to talk about the previous notes I took, and I put down the chapter for each one. I'm gonna put this bookshelf together while I listen to Onyx Storm. I'm gonna give you the notes first. Okay, so chapter 26. I'm thinking of a non-spoiler way to put it. I never want to be served anything on a dish ever again. What the f? So Holden's a little... You know how this whole time we've been like, Dane ain't... And he's kind of a little bit in this. He's redeeming himself slowly. However, Holden, I think it's Holden, can in fact choke. Okay. How you gonna do our girl like that? What? The professor? What? Y'all know. Xaden bringing up a certain serious subject when they walk to dinner. Girl, the way I would have been like, okay. And then chapter 35 hit me right in the issues. I really felt Xaden in this chapter of like, I don't want to spoil this because this is a major plot point, so I'm not going to, but I will say that I relate to him deeply on the aspects of chapter 35, dealing with what he's dealing with. And that's all I'll say about that, or else it's gonna spoil it. Oh yeah, what? Another dinner. Why are these dinners so vicious? Why can no one have a meal civilly? Even was that? When they brought out the cake and started talking about it, did anybody else picture Miss Trenchbull's chocolate cake? Like that, like the big piece of chocolate cake. That's what I pictured. I really want cake now. I know. Chapters 38 and 39, all I have to say is that I know that Kat is not somebody that we all particularly like. Now we're seeing more of her character, so like, okay, kind of, she's a little redeemable, just slightly. But can we give her a break and just like, let her catch a man? Not Xaden, obviously, I would never say that. But like, just let her, justice for Kat, let her be happy. Dude, book 4 is 2 years away. I am not gonna do well. I can feel it. Hey, it's me the next day after building this. I didn't like how I had it organized, so I redid it. So that's what I'm showing you. This is it. Just a little bit of my TBR. More of my TBR is gonna go up here. But these are the vibes it's bringing to the function. I have a bunch of laundry over there. Don't even talk about it. But I love it. Okay, anyways, back to last night. Okay, so that took longer than expected. I know I don't have that many clips of it because, my God. I did put the Empyrean series up there, but it was just so close to the edge. I didn't want to risk it. Cannot believe everything that's just happened in the book. It's kind of wild. I have to wash my sheets because there's a bunch of like styrofoam stuff on it now. It wasn't my smartest decision, but we're here. I mean, the fact that there are 66 chapters and I'm on 50, it's almost done. And I don't want it to be. Rebecca, listen. What if I like became your personal assistant and handled everything that you need outside of writing? Would that get the book here sooner? I'm joking. She definitely needs rest and she's earned it. She put out all 3 books within 20 months. It's less than 2 years. It's fucking insane. But I digress. Also, I love how like my special holiday edition of Fourth Wing looks with Onyx Storm, and then with just the standard copy of Iron Flame. Like, they look so good. I can't explain it. It's just like scratches an itch on my brain. But anyways, it's starting to break my heart, and I have a theory of where I think it's gonna go, and I am very scared. But I'm glad that Andarna's like, she's so coming into her own. I'm so fucking scared to finish this fucking book. Oh my God. All right, I'm on my way to go make a bunch of donations to the thrift shop. I literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags, 5 bags of donation stuff. So I have about 3.5 hours left of the book. After I signed off last night, I ended up getting really tired, and I looked at how many pages I had left on my Kindle. So I'm gonna listen to it on the way to the thrift store and on the way back, and then by the time I get back, I should be on like the last 2 chapters, and I want to definitely read the last 2 chapters with you. Also, I hate this lip color. Don't pay attention to it. I like put it on and then I wiped it off, and now it just looks weird. Andarna needs to chill.
Oh my God.
This child. Mother. This is why I'm afraid of the last 100 pages. In Rebecca's case, it seems to be the last 150 pages of every book, but I digress. I am livid. I thought that I would be very, very sad during this book and cry. I'm not. I'm pissed. Also, low-key, I think that Fourth Wing is going to be the only book in this series that truly makes me like fucking sob in the last 100 pages. fucking traitors. Anyways, back to the book. I am on chapter 59. I'm so close to being done with the entire book. I'm gonna cook dinner while I listen to the rest and then check back in with you guys when I'm on the last few pages. But chapter 59, I don't want to be that person, but I did see this coming. If you're on chapter 59, I called it 100%. When I was like, I have some theories about what might happen, this was one of them. Mixed bag of emotions. The agony persists, but so do we. As you can see, it's dark outside. I am on the last chapter. Chapter 63, I did choke up. I did get a little bit teary-eyed, didn't cry. I'm gonna listen to it while I read it. I just have to. Look who decided to show up. Huh? What? What? Yeah. Yeah. Wait, what? No. Is the audiobook wrong? What does she mean? Okay. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and rate it on Goodreads. 5 stars. I need the 4th book now. That's the only solution. What the What? I'm sorry, that's the end? Okay, I didn't see that coming. Page 527, I didn't see that coming. Can I just stay like this till book 4? It is everything that I thought that it would be, in the sense that this is where you need to get in a series. Do you know what I mean? This is where you need to get, where it's confusing. A lot of hard decisions were made. People reached into the absolute depths and rock bottoms of themselves in order to make what happens in here possible. I'm jarred. Maybe that's the word. Perturbed, I think, would be a good one. Confused is really rocking with me, and I'm rocking with it, right? I'm gonna need 3 to 7 business days to process, you know, like a credit card return. I guess that's where we're at. Rebecca knew exactly what she was doing. One thing is for sure, when the 4th book comes out, I'm gonna have to reread. 5 stars. The entire series is. It's my favorite series. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Actually, I do know. I'm gonna start Witchcraft for Wayward Women and go from there. If you think I won't be rereading these once a year till the new one comes out, you are sorely mistaken. God, this one was so good. I'm gonna go. Don't leave spoilers in the comments, but if you would like to have a vague conversation about certain chapters, leave it in the comments. We can do a non-spoiler conversation. Spoilers will be deleted, you've been warned. But let me know in the comments what you think of Onyx Storm. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Are we sure? You know?